can see, not everything came up that I planted. So I've got some bare spots, and I'm going to plant these little spinach plants in those bare spots. You don't want to cover up the crown, you just want to cover up the root. If you cover up the crown, it's going to rot. Okay, one of the only things you have to remember about the cold frame, because it's fairly easy, is it's got to be cold. I mean, it's got to be closed anytime it's freezing or below. It's got to be opened up when it gets hot. If it doesn't get closed when it's freezing, freezes the shit you have in here, that's an obvious thing. But if you don't open it when it gets hot, even when the sun comes up, if the temperature goes above 32 degrees, you have to have this open or it will cook everything in here.
Sometimes just cracked. If it's going to be 32, 34, you just crack it, don't you?
If it's going to be like, if it's still cold, but the sun is out,
yeah,
I'll just stick a bamboo pole or something across here, leave the top down, but it won't be really closed.
So that can vent, yeah.
So it can vent. And so I just dig some little holes, and I'm going to plant them in there, and hopefully they'll take. Sometimes, you know, you don't usually have much trouble transplanting spinach, but you know how it goes. If you're counting on it, then it won't grow.
Yeah, well, we have spinach, but it would be nice to have more
food. Okay.
Hey, get out of there.
Tic-tac.
No, this is not a kitty box. Out you go.
Tic-tac. What the hell? See, animals are assholes. Even our little tic-tac, who we love. Okay. So you can see, I'm going to get quite a bit of more spinach, and that's going to completely fill up where I didn't have any plants before. Kind of why I wasn't worried about planting more plants in here, because I knew I would be moving part of the ones that I had.
There you go.
Because here's the thing, you can keep eating them. We'll eat on this stuff. Now, I've been having this trouble with my lettuce not germinating very well. And I planted lettuce in here. I got exactly 2 pieces of it coming up. But that's okay. We can make a nice salad with spinach and carrots tops.
Yes.
Just a little bit of lettuce.
And we have carrot tops in here.
Yeah, we'll have lots of carrot tops. We'll eat. That's what we do with the carrots in here. We kind of we pull one up every once in a while. Most of the time we're just eating the carrot tops. And or feeding them to our chickens. Because if you continue to give, okay, so I keep a light in the chicken yard to fool the chickens into thinking that it's still, you know, a good time to lay eggs. But then on top of that, if you give them a little bit of greens, it also fools their body into thinking that it's still okay to lay eggs. Because they lay eggs not to feed us, but, you know, so that they can raise chicks. Well, they can't raise chicks in the cold. So they'll quit laying. So you don't want them to quit laying because, well, you need eggs. See all these weeds in here? I can't tell a lie. I already weeded this, and there's still too many weeds. And I could tell you that I leave the weeds in there to have something green to feed the chickens, and I do feed it to them, but that's not why. I left the weeds because I got tired of fucking weeding. I think that hell for a gardener is a place where all you get to do is weed all day.
And fight bugs.
And fight, oh, fucking bugs. Yep.
And gophers.
And fucking moles.
Moles, not gophers.
Gophers too.
But moles are what are so bad here.
Moles are what we have the most. We have the most trouble with moles. Okay, I've got just enough to finish planting this entire bed.
That's awesome.
And then see the bones. The bones are, why are there bones in there? Because I put carcasses in my my compost.
Right.
So, yeah, occasionally you have bones that didn't dissolve all the way.
But they will eventually.
They will eventually.
And they're great calcium.
They're putting calcium into the soil, which is fantastic. All right. So,
No Tic Tac.
Tic Tacs, but I like you. Okay.
And we love you, but stay out of here.
Stay out of my damn cold frame. She says, but I've been sleeping in there all summer. That one didn't make it. All right, there's one last one, and there's one last spot. Okay, so cold frame is now completely planted. Okay, so how hard is it? Okay, so we're gonna get cold tonight. There's currently no sun on here. I'm gonna go ahead and close that.
And that's
But
done.
I'm not gonna push it all the way into the latch because it's not gonna be that cold. So I'm gonna leave it partially up. That'll allow it to vent. Okay, so the other thing that has to be done, here's the thing. A lot of people, oh, I love the fall, oh, the pretty cold. Fall is messy, people. Look at that shit. You clean the leaves up, 10 seconds later you have more leaves.
Everywhere.
Everything that you've done that was so pretty, it's all dead now and just has to be taken care of and cleaned up. You don't clean it up, you don't have a garden next year. But technically I don't have to do this right now because it's not, but I'm going to show you. You have to cut this stuff down. It does not do it on its own, people. You put all this stuff up there, you tied this shit out of these tomato plants, and now it's all got to come off.
You mean the good fairies don't do this for you in the
Good fairies
sleep?
do not come in while you ignore your garden for the winter. Here's what needs to happen in the next few weeks. In order to have a good garden next year, I need to have all this cleaned up so I can till this under.
Right. And then when it freezes, it'll
Then when
freeze
it
those roots.
freezes, the roots will get frozen, the bugs will get frozen. And what you want to do is you want to wait till we've had a couple of freezes because the bugs are trying to hide.
Right.
So they've dug down, and then you're going
Till
to
it.
pull them up and let them freeze.
You till it, pull it up, and let the chickens run in here and have a heyday.
Oh, I ain't doing that.
You do that in the spring sometimes.
I do, but I have to be careful. I have to cover all my
Other plants.
perennials or
Yeah.
they fucking destroy them. So no,
Yeah.
I don't do that a whole lot. I let old Doodle sit in here last year and
Oh,
he
that's
damn near
right.
killed
He nearly.
my,
Yeah, I remember.
my celeriac and my. But over the next few days, I will progressively do more and more stuff to winterize us and get ready for the coming weather. Like I said, you know, people will leave their garden and they'll leave it till the spring to try to clean it up. Well, when you do that, any bug eggs that were laid in these vines, guess what?
You now have
They'll
bugs.
be protected.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
be somewhat protected, and when you you want to take these vines and burn them. You either want to give them to the goats, and yes, they can eat some tomato vines, not a lot, but some. Or you want to stack them and burn them. I usually just stack stuff in the middle of the garden that I don't want, some of the poles, some of the plants, and I just burn the whole pile.
Well, and then the ash is good for the garden.
Then the ash is good for the garden, and you get rid of any possible buggage. But as you can see, it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes effort. People want to think, oh, there was a box of nice. No, there's no fucking box of nice, people. It's all work. I've been busting my ass all day. You've seen a modicum of what I've had to do to get ready for cold weather. Okay? So, doesn't mean it's impossible. Doesn't mean it can't be done. Means good fairies don't come and do it for you.
Yeah.
You have to get off your ass and do it. So, until next time, get ready for winter.
There you go.